Once, there was a Chris who drove a big rig across the country and thought that he was cool. But when he finally went home, he sat and slept for a whole 10 days. He couldn't quite explain it, so all he said was, "Sorry, kids." Once, there was a Rob who had a real important job which gave him lots to do. But when he had to take a break, he missed the first episode with a real guest. He couldn't quite explain it, I guess, 'cause he's a robot. Then, there was a Jason who sat down to write an intro for a show that was way overdue. But when he started typing, his mind had a certain song wedged in it. He couldn't quite explain it. He's just always really loved Tom's Diner.
I am sitting in the morning at the diner on the corner. I am waiting at the counter for the man to pour the coffee, and he fills it only halfway. Before I even argue, he's looking out the window at somebody coming in.
Big old fancy how do you do and a hello.
Howdy doody.
See,
A duty.
always,
Indeed.
you just couldn't wait to bring up duty.
I mean, it wouldn't be our show without it.
It's sad but true. It is sad. It is
you know,
sad but
well,
true.
Some of us do have to defecate to conversate.
Nice.
That is a saying that I could have gone a very long time without hearing. Because
I like it though. I like it.
your
Classic rap verse.
comfort and ease in saying it tells me that that's part of your everyday lexicon. 'Cause
It speaks to me.
on the toilet it does.
Well,
If only I could.
when you get a little highbrow on the vocabulary, you can insult people right to their face and they have no idea what you're talking about. So you kind of have to throw a $5 word out there every once in a while.
My dad is really good at doing that. That's like his superpower is to throw jokes over people's heads and basically insult them to their faces. Although he's not doing it to be a dick necessarily, but just to let them know in like what you call it, incognito, that he's way smarter than you.
Hey guys, guess what? People are home, and that means that all the dogs think it's party time, or they are begging to be saved from me, which probably a good idea because I'm gonna start swinging in a second. You guys shut up. On that note of just the sheer professionalism you have come to not just expect, but you revere it, are just our level of just, we are gonna bring you a show that is gonna sound,
I was gonna say cherish.
cherish even. Oh man, you know what? Cherish is a word that I don't think people use enough, and I blame Madonna. I do.
Agreed.
I blame
Fuck
Madonna
her.
for most things though.
Agreed. Fucking blondie white bitch. Anyway,
Welcome
continue
to
your statement.
another cherished love of an episode of See No, Hear No, Speak No.
The UFOs, the conspiracies, barking dogs, yet again. I think I've used that one before, actually. Anemoidas.
And the me. I actually hit my timing this time. Thank you.
Bam, bam.
Thank you.
Did you hear how...
It doesn't count if you brag about it the second after you do it.
No,
I've been practicing.
I'll bring it back to counting again by asking right here on air, Rob, if you got a kick, just as big a kick as we did out of Mr. James T. Abbott doing your part so perfectly.
I did. That was fantastic.
You know what's great?
Fantastic.
You know what's great is his first one where Chris kind of cuts him off accidentally. even though there was a good little gap there, I cut like 6 seconds out of that gap.
Oh my god, it was so long. I tried everything to let him go and do it. Oh man.
But it was good. It was good. It was good. Man, what a trooper.
No, it was a great episode.
What,
it was
what,
great.
What a trooper. What a trooper he was.
Yeah.
And
he held up swimmingly.
And I have only sent 2 angry drunk letters to him for calling me Justin on his Twitter.
Oh my goodness! It wouldn't be us without some shit like that.
But
I love it.
Sometimes I guess I'm not a Twitterite or Twitterer or Twitty, but I'm guessing it's like a quick thing. It's like a text message, and it's just one that everybody can see. Mr.
Yeah, I'm not a Twitterer either. It's weird to me.
So but
I only troll on Twitter.
see, Robert, you are an enigma wrapped in a question mark, wrapped in some old dude's dirty underwear.
In a fucking wheat tortilla.
And one day, we'll get to the gooey, ooey gooey, oh so fucking ooey gooey center of who Rob really is.
Sweaty center.
Just don't get lost in there, kids.
I imagine it being the consistency of apple butter.
We'll definitely give a disclaimer in the beginning of that episode, kids. Don't worry.
No. You can have a disclaimer, but you get it at the end.
Yeah. Sorry about your children's
psyches,
psychological development from here on out.
Hey, I'm just happy to be back.
Yes, we expected.
It was crazy.
We expected Rob to be gone a little bit longer. I mean, I crossed my fingers.
We did.
I crossed my fingers as hard as I possibly could. But Robert is back.
No,
he only missed one.
We're in utter glee of this.
We really are.
Well.
We really are, because it's almost like like when you're with somebody for a long time, and like you think things are cool and stuff, but then like maybe you bring in like a third person, and then you're like, hey, this is a little sexier, and like you start getting used to that, and then that new person goes away, and then you're just stuck with the stupid son of a bitch you started it with.
And he doesn't pinch your butt like the other one does.
No, it pays no attention to the glutes at all. As a matter of fact, if we're being candid here, Christopher.
Yeah.
Mr.
We all like what we like.
Mr. Columbus. So, because last week was such an awesome, fun episode, I would really like to. I would like to thank Mr. John T. Abbott for coming on our show. Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks, James. It was a blast, and the open invitation is still nice and wide open. And
yes, indeed, Mr. Joe T. Abbott. That was an honest invitation for sure.
Absolutely,
it wasn't just. I had to school him on Chuck Norris jokes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Because Chris and I was like, oh shit, he doesn't know what that is, and now I have to tell him what a Chuck Norris joke is and why it's funny, and shit, I can't think of any.
Beautifully.
And but it was a good show. But
it was great.
Back to the lecture at hand, I believe Chris has a little something for your listening pleasure and the pleasure of the thing that's dangling neath your toes.
Well, the thing that's dangling beneath my toes, I can't lie, is only hanging that low because I'm sitting Indian style. I can't lie. Because what if one of you, one day maybe actually sees my junk, and then you're like, hey, wait a second, I thought you said it hung between your toes. And I'd be like, well, what I didn't tell you was... yeah. So on that note,
man.
though,
loopholes.
Exactly.
See, it was cold that day.
That's right.
I'm not.
It's cold today. I just got out of the pool. I was just circumcised. Yeah, that's it.
But I'm not a tricky dicky, so I let it all up front. I let it all out up front. I fart on the first date
Dicks.
for that exact reason.
Wait, like on purpose, or like you make yourself do it, or if it's gonna
No, I
happen,
can't
you
fart
let
on
it.
command. Fuck, that would be a superpower.
Well, no, I mean, but you could prepare. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, you could prepare, I suppose. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, do you go into it thinking I have to make sure that I expel fecal clouds into the area of my romantic interest tonight?
Yes, I do.
You're a sick fuck, dude.
No, you have to make sure you scare her as much as you could in the beginning. If that's the worst that you could do, like, I think she'll she'll feel safer in the end. If she can get over that, then she'll feel safer, because I'm not a violent person. So that's literally the worst you'll fucking ever get from me, is maybe a fart here and there.
Well, then maybe I should give it a try, because maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. No, I should. That's
something wrong.
Well,
you're a bad kid.
I mean, shut up. First of all, and second of all, just fucking shut up again. I love my girlfriend who is having my child. She loves me.
Rule number 1.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah.
But either way.
So what you're saying is that I should start farting in front of her, though.
Yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, because
at least once in a while, just to let her, just to remind her that you are human and that you are being so nice every other day of the year.
mean,
see, that's what it is.
I do it constantly, but I make sure that they're going to be silent, and I blame them on the dogs if they smell.
No, see, you're living a lie, sir. I mean, it will eventually eat away at you.
I mean, I did that.
You'll have to.
I did that when I didn't have a living girlfriend too, though. So.
What? Well, then you're just a prude, and you have other issues to worry about.
I don't like farts, man. I don't like them. I like butts just fine. So it's weird, you know. I'm sorry, Chris.
Oh,
take it away.
But I'm the enigma wrapped in a riddle, huh?
Yes, yeah. Because you.
Yes,
you absolutely are, Robert. You are.
You're the walkie-talkie.
I think the three of us could put a psychiatrist's kids through Harvard easily. And then that psychiatrist would probably need a psychiatrist of their own after we left.
I would love to be somebody's, like, the basis for somebody's thesis.
I'm sure.
That would be
sure
awesome.
someone would love that too, Chris.
That would be awesome. Go ahead, tell me about myself.
The badge of pride that you just showed us all is just so discerning.
I want to hear it.
Disconcerting.
I want to hear it.
Disconcerting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, thankfully, quitting this whole mortal coil thing is not an option. So I won't plan a trip to Aokigahara or anything before you come and tell me about myself. So I'm cool. I'm good.
Wait,
let's do it.
Wait, now I have to cancel the trip to Aokigahara? What the fuck, man?
No. We're still going. We're still going. I'm just saying,
mm-hmm.
I'm just saying you won't be going back. You won't be coming back alone. Is all I'm saying.
Okay, good. So, what is today's episode about?
Well, real quickly before I get to that, I will throw out a swift apology to the kids out there for the lateness of this episode, because, I was at home for 10 days, guys, and when I'm at home, it's really easy for me to be distracted, yet I really don't do a whole lot of anything. I just kind of
not really your own there.
Yeah, that too. And yeah, I mean, I gotta, I try to cram as much things that I can't do or that I want to do or foods that I crave and shit like that in while I'm home within those 10 days, as well as just rest my fucking brain, which that in itself is kind of hard to juggle. So, you know what I mean? Really, technically though, I should have been able to accomplish it, because I had 4 weeks to do research, and I fucking didn't because I'm a lazy turd. We had one Rob episode, 2 Jason episodes, and then Mr. I can't think of another J name. Damn it. Anyway.
Jerome.
Jeremiah.
Jerome. No, he's not.
Jerome T. Abbott.
Jerome T. Abbott. Jeremiah's too old school, man. He's hip. He's with the kids. He gets us. I mean, we're not kids anymore
Is he on
either.
fleek?
But
I felt a connection.
a love connection?
No.
Bachelorette number 2.
That's right.
So,
Okay. So now that we
my
got
bad,
that out of the
guys.
way, and because I
Right.
was gonna let it slide. I wasn't even gonna say that we were late. I was gonna tell people that they must have fucked something up because they missed a great episode last week.
Oh,
And
see.
it's not like we have a set day it comes out anyway.
I mean, not a set day, but we usually do one a week.
That is true.
So,
try.
but now, 15 minutes into this episode.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
I-
This one's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little bit of bouncing around. This is another one of those ones where Chris didn't write any notes. I still didn't do
Sweet.
any fucking thing.
Awesome. No,
But-
those are good. Those are good because
I got a bunch of tabs open and I read the shit enough
Perfect.
times that I can fucking wing it. We're good.
okay,
We'll be all
but,
right.
but
Just please click on the right tab, please.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
get
the key.
distracted.
That's the key.
he's like, once upon a time in Honduras, and Asian sluts with giant cocks. So,
Where'd you get all that, girl?
before we hear what the episode is about, I would like for you to start letting me know what letter of the alphabet the episode is brought to you by.
Oh, okay. This episode is brought to you by the letter.
All right,
There's
perfect.
several that I could
No,
use.
that's you're done. It's the letter
Okay.
Better than
A
Matt.
lot of people don't.
Meh.
A lot of people don't know that Chris was the lead singer of the Crash Test Dummies.
You just creep
thought
me
you
out a
sounded
little bit
familiar.
right there. That song really haunted me. That honestly, no, that song haunted me. That song, it's
Yeah.
not one of the ones that played in the background of my nightmares like the lady in red and shit.
But it's creepy
But
as
for
shit.
that one haunted me in my awake mares. Like,
Once there was this boy who
no,
wouldn't.
fuck that song. That one and which my sisters, if they ever listen, will laugh their asses off that I bring this up because they used to taunt me with this all the time. But that song, which I don't know who sang it, I never learned because I hated it. Tom's
Diner. That is one of my. I love that
hate
song.
that shit.
I have the single for that on
He
vinyl.
only feels it halfway.
The original?
Yeah.
Oh, it's garbage.
Oh,
it's so creepy.
So good. Oh, she's
So creepy.
She's just talking about people at a diner. Half of it doesn't
think
even
it was-
rhyme.
I know. So everything about it is just super creepy to me.
Okay, quick
I
question.
don't know what it is.
If I find a cool cover of are you gonna get mad that I use it?
No, I won't be upset.
Oh, thank God, because I have been itching.
I will be creeped, but I won't be upset.
Sweet. Okay, so 17 and a half minutes into the episode.
The rain begins.
All right. So this episode is we're gonna go back to. I mean, I guess technically Asia as a whole. I mean, generally speaking, but specifically, we're gonna be talking about India and their continued grotesque and rather.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I love India. India fascinates the fuck out of me. So I hope I'm not trying to offend anyone by this, but ridiculously grotesque and continued use of black magic. Specifically with this episode, we're talking about like the really dastardly shit.
Okay, like well, continue. So we know like.
Okay, so you remember like when the last black magic episode, when last we spoke about black magic, it was the whole Kumanthong thing.
Yeah,
right?
they were using aborted fetuses to make ghost baby slaves / spies. So
Right.
this should just be a cakewalk compared to that. I mean, nothing could be worse. than taking aborted fetuses and
Oh.
drying them out to be charms.
Yeah, I think the
Famous
worst.
last word.
Famous last words. I think the worst about that episode was that at one point in history, thanks to that book, they actually practiced forcibly removing.
Yes, that was pretty rough. That was pretty rough to hear.
Right.
But I mean, sometimes you can't wait for the pizza to finish baking. You're hungry now.
You're not supposed to eat raw dough, dude.
Well,
I told you this before.
sometimes you got to roll the dice, and sometimes the dice lands on craps. Thank you, people. Thank you.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, so let's follow that portion of it, because, yeah, this is not going to be a lighthearted black magic episode. But there will be some fun points to it. I'm
for
not
sure.
going to keep it dark and depressing the whole time.
Sweet.
So, let us travel to northeastern India, where there is a city of just epic proportions. The mythological history of this city is, it goes back a long way, like roughly 1500 BCE type shit,
Wow.
like way back.
Okay.
Way back.
Well, okay. I think the way that we've really nailed down how far back mythological histories of places go is how easily could you put it up your butt?
Oh. Ooh. Well,
Is it
India
a little bit
frowns
of
upon
butter? Is it some olive oil?
Is it
yeah,
written?
India still
reason.
frowns upon that whole scenario.
Is it written by
But-
ants?
No, it's but it was overseen by Hindu cows. So,
What isn't
I mean-
these days? Am I right, folks?
am I right, folks? Speaking of the Hindi, though, that's mainly like a portion of what I guess it's a main portion of what we'll be talking about, specifically Hindu black magic.
Sweet.
Now, keep in mind that India boasts roughly 1/7 of the entire world's population.
God, it's got to smell so fucking bad there.
Oh, you know it does. You know it does.
Oh, man.
And, the excessive use of curry and such spices and spice mixtures doesn't help. Nor does what we're about to talk about. This
Oh,
doesn't
God.
help the smell either, I'm sure.
Okay.
Um,
Who's making the old
So-
people slurry and who's eating it for black magic? Just tell us
Oh
already.
my goodness. Yeah, see, well, that's yeah. We'll get into that. So with that many people and a history that is just fucking ancient as far as ancient can go, the Hindu religion actually boasts supposedly that their teachings and such by word of mouth after a certain point, they don't say that they were the first written language or anything like that, but up to a point, like most ancient histories, that shit was all word of mouth until they learned to write. So we're most of it will say roughly 10,000 years from this point, but the older of the practitioners, and you know what I mean, that they will say roughly 100,000 years, and that's
Well, those are
that's
the
a pretty
liars.
huge leap.
Yeah. Are they hundreds of thousands
But-
of years old, or?
Well, I mean, but we do keep finding things in India that don't make sense.
We do
As
keep
far
finding
as,
things
like-
in
Well, they
India
keep
that
rewriting
don't
the
make sense.
timeline. They
Like,
keep rewriting the timeline because every time they're like, "Oh, civilization started 15,000 years ago in Samaria," and then they find something else and they push it back another 20,000 years.
I mean, it is
But
what it is.
realistically, human civilization could have gone back a couple 100,000 years.
It could
We
have,
just don't know.
and that's the thing. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm about to say, though, is that geologically speaking, yeah, they're not bullshitting so far that we can tell. They does honestly keep jumping back, but that's just because history is written by unwritten history has to be written by our own scientific analysis. You know what I mean? And
Right.
fuck, mainstream
and what if we
can
get
be
something
very
wrong?
skewed.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, nobody wants to admit that they're wrong either. I mean,
No.
you built your whole life saying, no, this is the first civilization, and then all of a sudden something comes along and you're like, that's crap.
Right. I mean, look at Donald Trump. He's like, nobody's gonna know this is a hairpiece, and then even though everybody fucking knows it's a hairpiece, he's got to keep it on because now he can't be like, all right, guys, it was a hairpiece. I'm bald. Yay, I'm a real human being. It's just not gonna work.
I honestly think he should just go bald and be like Kojak with a lollipop walking around.
That'd be awesome.
Is that something
That'd be
Kojak
great.
was known for? Is a lollipop?
With the lollipop? Yeah.
I have never seen Kojak.
You learned
What?
something new today.
Did they have a Kojak in
Yeah, I can
India?
just see him
Chris?
now doing the State of the Union, standing there with a big ass lollipop. Just. Yeah. Be awesome.
No, I dig it. But I would rather him be like, you know, the kid from like the late 1800s in like a little sailor suit with like the curly blonde hair and the not even a sailor suit. It's like a boy in a sailor suit shaped dress.
Ew.
See, because I found to stop the crazy people from fucking with us, we have to elect someone crazier. And the crazier we elect the person to be, the less people screw with us.
So Robert lives life by prison rules, and I get that. He's Robert. But
That is what that sounds like.
wouldn't it be smarter to have a sane, logical, intelligent person there to maybe try and fix the problems instead of mad dog eyeing them? You know what? This is a conversation.
The last sane person we had was probably JFK, and we shot his ass in the head.
We didn't. Someone like you did. Let's put a pin in that. Let's put a pin in it
I'm
because
about to sell you for a pack of smoke.
we are hijacking Chris's episode about Indian magicians and their close-up hand magic, and I can't wait to hear more about it.
Actually, speaking of close-up hand magic, India also is one of the originators of like illusionary and magic tricks, just magic in general.
Wow.
As is China and Asia as a whole.
I don't know if I was hoping or fearing that you were going to tell me they invented masturbation.
Oh, well, I mean, they did do the Kama Sutra, so they've probably figured out like 10 different ways to masturbate.
I swear to God, super quick side note. I downloaded the Kama Sutra just to read through. It is the fucking craziest thing I've ever read. I'm just going to leave it at that. Read through it, and
It's
if you belong to a harem, it has some pointers for you.
Cool. I may have to add that to my library. I fully intend to have one day.
What, a harem?
Yes.
That's fucked
It's
up.
part of the
Okay.
plan.
Indians and magic.
So, you remember they came up with the whole floating rope trick, street magic trick where
Snake charmer.
the snake charmer dude plays the little tune on that little fucking whatever that thing is, that little wacky clarinet, and
I believe
and
that's
out
what
of
they
the
call
basket. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Wait. How would they say it?
It's a wacky clarinet.
Clarinet?
Yeah, it's a wacky clarinet that's been stung by a bee at the end. Yes.
Yeah. So and then the rope like comes slithering out of the wicker basket, and then it goes up into the air, and then just stops, and then the homeboy gets up and climbs said rope. Or actually, the original trick is that the dude has an assistant, and the assistant climbs the rope, and the dude, the performer, calls to the assistant to come down, but he doesn't come down, and the rope is supposed to be high enough to where people can't really, like, damn near in the clouds, like people can't really see what the fuck's going on up there, So the assistant's up there, and homeboy's calling for him. The assistant won't come down. So motherfucker grabs a machete and goes up there and hacks the assistant up. Motherfucking blood and body parts will fall from the goddamn sky, and then he climbs down, and the trick is completed. And then he summons the rope back down, and the trick is completed. No more assistant.
Jesus Christ, David Copperfield.
Yes.
That's
You
gotta be
sold
hard to
out.
get assistants for that job.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah, no, they don't fuck around.
That's when you come down and you're like, all right, who wants to be my next assistant, as you wipe the fucking blood off your machete.
Yep. No, they take magic very, very seriously.
That's black magic if I've ever heard it.
No, that's just regular street magic.
Holy shit.
So, yeah, no, that wasn't a black magic trick. That was street performer magic right there. But so anyway, moving on, to the black magic. So this place in this city in northeastern India is actually nicknamed, and has been nicknamed this for many, many, many years, the land of black magic, quote unquote.
I mean, it's to the point, but it's not very catchy.
Yeah, but it's unforgettable though. You remember this?
Oh yeah.
Hey, isn't that the place that the black magic? So it's called the village of Mayong, and it just has a cool backstory. So basically, where other villages would teach, its young crafts like, I don't know, pottery and woodworking and stuff like that.
Snake boxing,
masonry.
yes.
Yeah. This village teaches their children black magic, and
We all got to be good at something.
It goes,
I believe you usually say.
yeah, exactly, and you got to play to your strengths, So, it's kind of a weird thing, because the legends of this village stem from everything. It's like they got stories of people that have morphed into animals, and fucking angry animals having been tamed by the sorcerers, and men disappearing into thin air by chanting a specific mantra called the Luki mantra, as well as if you supposedly if one of these people chant the Uran mantra, you'd be able to fly through the air and land directly beside your true love if you are so inclined.
And no shit, that one time that guy ate a pie as big as his head.
That is a terrible thing to do. You don't want to do that. You don't want to burn yourself out on pie. I mean, pie's delicious. Why would you want to fuck that up for yourself?
Unless
on
it's
purpose?
shepherd's pie, because that's just dinner.
I fucking love some shepherd's pie.
So you could say
It's basically
some
what
kind,
I made tonight.
so you could say some kind of mantra, and you could fly through the air with the greatest of ease, even, and land next to your one true love, and then what? It's all up to you at that point, because
Yeah, pretty much.
Because that first part seems kind of unnecessary, I guess.
Well, now there are other
Indeed.
black magic spells and or rituals that will allow you to control someone else's mind, and we'll get to that a little later. But so essentially, if you do all the right spells and mantras and rituals and stuff,
Stuff.
yeah, you could pretty much accomplish whatever you want. Supposedly. I say supposedly because fucking really?
Right, because it's all nonsense and fairy tales, and we get that. But
Fucking really?
that's what all this is about, man. It's about suspending disbelief. It's about being so goddamn high that you don't care anymore, and you're willing to just accept.
It's about being so goddamn gullible and so goddamn afraid that there is no God. But you know what? At the same time, it's, certain cultures have just not made it past the certain point where there just is no room for anything else.
Well, I don't know if it's gullible. I mean, if you're taught this from a little kid, you don't know any better. I
Exactly.
mean, if you're growing up in the village and everybody's doing this stuff, it's just kind of an everyday thing.
Then
Yeah, but as
maybe
you
then
grow
you
to be an adult and experience normal things that normal people experience,
then
have you
then
ever
you
seen
have-
somebody fly?
then you have to accept the part of fellow charlatan. For your whole life growing up as a kid, you're like, oh wow, my whole village believes in black magic, and they're all doing these fantastic things. Like, what if I'm just missing it when it's happening, and I just don't see it, and maybe I just suck at it. But then you grow up and you're like, oh, I didn't suck at it. Everyone's lying. I'll just join in with that because it looked like fun. Someone's got to be making money off of this. Otherwise, what the fuck's the use?
Power and money.
Yep. There are a few small groups that know the truth and choose to do different things with it. We're going to be talking about another one of those groups, not just the charlatans themselves, as well. So, all right. So let me dig through some of this real quick because we're at 35 minutes already. So, according to this one legend, witches and the saints of black magic, which is one thing I was going to mention as well. India, because it's so huge and it has so many different cultures of people, so many different religions, not just Hindu. You got all different kinds of fucking magic users. You got these tantric, what they're called, godmen. And they are black magic sorcerers who studied the tantric, the tantra, and it's an offshoot of Hindu, or something along those lines. But either way, you got saints, and you got gurus, and you got babas, and you got all kinds of fucking crazy shit.
You got the guys that play Magic the Gathering professionally.
Yep.
I want to be a Baba.
You want to be a Baba?
Can I get that printed on a business card?
Baba Rabat. That is awesome.
And right under it in little tiny letters, it's got to say Black Sheep.
I have to change my last name to Shamalam, though. I could be Baba Rabba Bob Shamalam.
Wow. That is the biggest mouthful I've ever heard you undigest, Robert, and I applaud it. It was good. I liked it.
I like how you used his name in there, so I couldn't throw out a "that's what she said" joke. Well done, you sneaky bastard. Anyway, so yeah, they got all these different kinds of dudes. Mainly, we're going to be talking about the tantric
And
practitioners. But
that's not the kind of
all
tantric
these different kinds of
that
dudes.
Sting was talking about, how he does with his wife, right?
Tantra is not specifically just for sex, just like the Kama Sutra is not just for sex. It does serve several other purposes, and Tantra is not specifically just for black magic or anything like that. It's just it's got a lot of shit to it, and just like let's say just like Christianity, people just take this portion of it and they go, oh, this sounds cool, let's go ahead and make an offshoot and call ourselves extra cool like everybody else, and fucking, that's why you have fucking 10 different denominations of the same goddamn religion. People are being children.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's all about just liking the stuff that you like and then shunning the stuff you don't like, and nobody has the capacity to fucking accept some shit that they don't fucking like or agree with, and that's why I say to each his own. If you want to be a dummy, go be a dummy. You're not gonna hurt me unless you try to affect my life as well. Hi, religion, my name's Jason.
Oh, Justin, you're so strong.
Thank you, sir.
I admire your strength. So anyway, according to legend, back to this, witches and saints of black magic took shelter in the Mayang woods many years ago. In 1337, Muhammad Shah's army of 100,000 horsemen perished at the hands of witchcraft in a location near Mayang. Supposedly, there was evidence left behind of such things having taken place, and it made itself into history, as well as like little tidbits like excavators doing construction and or archaeology. They found swords buried in Mayong that resemble those that may have been used to sacrifice humans and such.
You need a special sword for that? You would think that any sharp object would be all right.
Oh no, it's got to be a ceremonial sword. I mean, you just can't buy a regular sword. It's extra for the ceremony.
Oh, that's where they get you.
Capitalist here, you know.
See, that's the thing. Yeah, that's one thing I was going to say is that it has to do with the population around you. How much money are you making doing this?
Right.
You know.
Well, just
Supply and
do not let them talk you into the undercoating. It's a scam.
No, it is. It's total scam. It's total scam. Unless you live up north. So yeah, today it really hasn't changed much. The occasional traveler will come through, and the people will claim to read palms and their fucking fortunes in seashells and shit like that. But here's something funny. Local healers will treat pain by placing a copper dish on the source of the injury and just wait for the dish to eat away the pain.
I mean, it sounds as viable as any other medical advice, I suppose.
Oh man, we're gonna get into some fucking medical advice too.
Oh,
the witch
Christ.
doctors also serve as a lost and found in the town. So if you lose something, yeah.
Well, at least they serve an actual fucking purpose then.
Oh, dude, this shit still happens. That's why I need to know. Like, I'm curious to go to this place. Show me this shit, because it says for the lost and found thing. They put a fucking flower into a metal bowl, and according to the locals, it says the bowl will then move along the ground completely on its own until it reaches the location of the lost or stolen items.
Oh, so they're not like a lost and found like you had at elementary school where it was just like a big box in the cafeteria that old jackets and shit got thrown into. They will actively find the thing that you lost. Wow. With a dish with a flower petal in it?
Yep, and the bowl just kind of floats until it finds what it's looking for.
You know what? And this whole time,
I one of those for my car keys.
I was just about to say this. This whole time, I've been looking for my car keys by myself, like some kind of fucking rube.
Yep, I'll tell you how at the end, toward the end of this episode, I will tell you how to contact your own tantric sorcerer to find your car keys if you need to.
If you tell me to go to the fucking library and check out a book, I'm gonna be super mad.
No, essentially, I'm going to tell you to go to Google.
Oh,
But
okay.
still, I mean, I'm going to give you a few of their names and shit.
At least I don't have to drive
so-
anywhere.
No, hell no. No, you could do this. It's all virtual nowadays,
Sweet.
They just send you a text. It's done.
And they're like, it was behind your ear the whole time, and they pull it out. And they're like,
Oh, man.
Thank God, because I don't think I could be able to talk to them. Because I always pick up the accent when I talk to them.
oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my
Oh,
god! Not on the
shit.
show, but I need to hear that.
Yes. Do you also ask them to help you fix a computer issue or, to upgrade your phone service?
Oh man! We have to call one of them and be like, "Hey, my computer's not connecting to the internet, so where's that at?"
You need to turn it off and turn it back on. Anyway, no. So yeah, man. There's all kinds of fun spells, but listen to how they manipulate certain things to suit their needs, right? So
That's what
there's
she said.
everything. There's all kinds of spells. That's what she did. There's a spell to turn a leaf into a fish. Or
Why?
an evil man into an animal. Why exactly?
Would you rather eat a fish or a leaf?
You know what?
True
I don't
enough.
I think I want to eat a fish that was a leaf. You don't know what's in that shit.
No.
And-
no, you get your protein and your vegetables at the same time.
And I think you should have probably. No, you led with the right one, but I thought you were gonna say, and they can change a man into a fish, and I thought you were just gonna keep going through a bunch of shit that they change into fish.
Oh, that'd be awesome. We eat every fucking thing, and we turn it all into fish.
That's right.
See
that sacred cow over there? Fish. It's all right. Go ahead, eat it.
No, that's no. That would never.
But it's not. It's not a cow anymore. It's a fish.
No.
Oh no, my friend, this is still a cow.
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
Was that a poo?
You must respect a cow.
Oh my God, it's so much fun when you. I gotta bridge you into a call one time when these people call me. Yeah, it is a fun 30 minutes. It's free entertainment. I can't help it.
But I just wouldn't.
Americans are
I
assholes.
would feel so bad for the guy or gal on the other end, because even if I can't understand a word that they're saying, I'm like, yep, oh, I got you, all right, and then I hang up and then I try calling back and hope that I get somebody with less thick accent.
Somebody in Texas instead.
Well, they'll tell you that they're in Texas. Texas.
Yeah, they will.
Texas, India.
You always ask them what time it is. Oh, you are in Texas? Oh yes, my friend, I am in Texas, Dallas, Texas. It's beautiful today. What time is it?
What? Okay.
And you hear that long, awkward pause.
Okay.
Nah, Google would tell them.
Devil's advocate. What if they're not allowed clocks at work?
They're standing there with a computer in front of them. What computer doesn't have a time on it?
A TI-81.
All right, you guys are chatting it up, so I gotta stir my food.
Chris is cooking in his cab. Cooking with Chris in his cab. He's got stuff
That's right.
put with other stuff, and it's brown and green and red.
Oh, it's gonna be delicious. It smells wondrous.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
You should have been cooking
If
curry.
y'all want to turn it into a two-part, that's fine with me.
I actually really like your two-parters. They're fun because we have fun when Chris talks. Like a good kind of fun though. Like, you know, it's at the expense of the rubes. I don't know why I'm so into the word rube tonight, but it just seems to fit so perfectly well into everything. But I like it. So what else do they turn into fish, Chris?
Nothing as of right now. They can turn an evil man into an animal though.
Can they turn a fish into a slightly larger fish?
I think that's all. That's one of those wishing for more wishes things. That's you're pushing your luck there.
See, what I would do is I'd be like, yeah, go buy some fish food, bring it to me, and then wait a month, and then the magic will be complete.
That's about what they do. But see, here's the thing. Here's how they manipulate the story. So they say magic cannot fight against nature or nature's fury. So there is no spell or ritual against the annual floods.
Oh, so when people are like, okay, thanks for the leaf fish, but how about stopping the torrential rain that causes the horrible, horrible floods that destroy my and my family's homes every year? And they're like, oh, shit, oh, you know what? We're not allowed to. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. It's not my decision. It's not. No, it's my manager's. If you want to talk to him, you'll have to die and talk to him in hell.
Actually, it is a she. For most of these people worship the goddess Kali.
I love her. She's
the destroyer of worlds.
Yeah, she's the one with all the swords
awesome.
and arms and shit.
Yep, and the severed heads and the fucking
Man,
she's
the body
a badass.
on that Hindu goddess.
Speaking of worshippers of Kali, here's a fun tidbit. Supposedly, the word thug, like Tupac, came from India, and a band of worshippers of Kali who were, they were bandits, basically. They were a band of bandits, which is not actually redundant. But they wore these silk scarves, and it was their thing to obviously rob travelers, and but they would murder them with
Bastards.
the scarf. They would strangle them with the scarf, and then they would sacrifice the rest and offer the rest and the blood, and they would drink the blood and all that kind of shit, offered up to Kali, and they were known as the Thuggy.
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. And
They're some badass motherfuckers, man.
and you know, if
Except now I'm picturing Tupac wearing a silk scarf.
Hell yeah.
okay, Chris, what when people tell other people from our home area that they're from Kenner, what does the person hearing that say to the person that just told it to him?
Canada?
Kenner, bruh, right? Because apparently
Kenner,
everybody in Kenner says bruh a lot, and yes,
yes.
I used to a lot as a kid, and I still do sometimes. But I like to think that these original thugs were in Kenner, and so they would call Kali bruh Kali.
Cali, bruh. I got it.
Broccoli.
I didn't get that, but that's hilarious.
I had some broccoli and cheese soup the other day. It was really good.
I fucking love broccoli. I fucking love it. So, yeah, it's pretty serious thing that happens.
Kali's a fucking
And,
badass, by the way.
Yes, and she demands satiation, if that is how you would say that. She demands to be satiated.
I would say satiation, but
That sounds French, though.
I am I'm a horrible person that just likes to push buttons, so that's why I would say it that way. And I'd say it straight to Callie's stupid face and her stupid goddamn belt of skulls and shit. Whatever, bitch. Think you're hot shit.
I think that's a belt of nut sacks, but a necklace of skulls, I think is what it is.
Oh, okay. That is actually that's much more intimidating. Yeah,
She don't play.
I will satiate Miss Callie.
As long as he scratches the belt, we're good.
Demands it.
They're all inflamed and
So-
just crawling with mites. Ugh.
That's awful to even think about.
Yeah, it is. Chris.
But
Chris.
on that note, though, the rest of the awful things to think about is the stuff we're about to go into. So, yeah, there's a lot of shit that happens. So really, the black magic, like I said, encompasses pretty much fucking everything. Anything that you need done, it will encompass. But now, they will stress. And it's funny too, because I'll read. Hang on, let me go. One of the websites that I found, it specifically says black magic is not. What it does is that it causes a problem for your problem, for the source of your problem. So it's not a solution to a problem, it's a problem to a solution.
I dig the shit out of that, actually, because you know we're all about loopholes on this show.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fucking perfect. It's like, no, we're not going to kill him with kindness. We're going to kill him with assholes. And that is just the grossest smothering death I could possibly think of.
Oh, it's smothered and covered like fucking hash browns at the Waffle House, baby.
Once you smothered, once you covered.
That's nasty. So okay. Much like the Kumantong, you can pretty much ask them to do whatever you want. If you want love, if you want career, if you want lottery numbers, if you want
somebody just to hang out and watch TV with you while you masturbate.
Now, see, if India has a lottery, I imagine that would be probably the easiest scenario to use in order to fucking quote unquote prove the existence, and that the magic is true. Because if there's that many people that are buying into this shit, then everybody's gonna ask for fucking lottery numbers. If just one of them actually wins the lottery, boom, there's their fucking supposed leg to stand on all day.
Indeed. Yeah, when you win the lottery in India, they do cut off one of your legs. So.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you get to choose, or is it dealer's choice?
Well, there is a drug dealer that comes by and picks first, but you ultimately have final say. Yes.
Well, I think that is mighty nice of them.
It's
Mighty
not.
nice
No,
indeed.
it's not. It's really not, because they don't have bionics yet. All they have is bionicles, which are those weird Lego robot toys that they tried to do stuff with back in the day, and no one wants that attached to their thigh. No one.
Like Mega Blocks.
Exactly like Mega Bloks, only dumber and made by Lego, which you would think would be better. So welcome back to our Lego podcast. Just stacking them up.
Stacking them up. There is one thing we have not yet mentioned yet, but I would like to not say it by name and just allow it to happen naturally. So, there was a thing, a law thing, in 2013 that passed in India, and this is the longest name for a law I have ever heard. And you remember last time we mentioned, the last Black Magic episode, we mentioned that it's fucking crazy that they have to make laws against this type of shit.
But
right?
usually that means that it's needed.
It's really happening, yes, on a scale that is being noticed by everyone. So here's the name. The law is called the Maharashtra Prevention and Eradication of Human Sacrifice and Other Inhuman, Evil, and Agori Practices and Black Magic Act of 2013.
I
All that.
They couldn't
love.
come up with an acronym for that?
No,
What's that?
It's
Couldn't they just call it the Patriot Act and move on?
right.
I mean,
Don't they know
that-
how to sell it to the dummies?
yeah, the acronym doesn't spell anything in any language.
It could spell.
MPEHSIEAPBMB.
Well, pronounce it.
Doesn't work.
Go ahead, pronounce it. All right. Well, we have a word for human sacrifice in Esperanto now.
Yep. That's what we're going with.
That's what I
So-
decided to take a course in high school. And guess what, people?
Esperanto?
Totally worth it, because I am the only one on the planet that speaks it.
Wow, how nice for you.
No, it's
To
not.
be
It's a very
all
lonely
alone.
place. Like when you walk
All
up to
alone.
somebody and you're like, this person speaks Esperanto for sure, and you start speaking it to them, and they just look at you like you're crazy.
Now, technically, this law, it only goes for the state of Maharashtra, India. It's not a law in all of India, which means there's lots of India that it's cool.
Yeah, it's whatever, dude.
So, but this particular act criminalizes the practices related to black magic, human sacrifices, and the use of magical remedies to cure ailments and other such acts which exploit people's superstitions.
Holy shit, they're doing better than the FDA is here.
Ah, seriously.
That's right. I just burned you, FDA.
Yo, we're going after all government agencies. No doubt about that.
Except
We
for
are-
Child
it's-
Protective Services. They're cool.
Sometimes they're cool. I mean, for the most part, they make a lot of sense, and I do support, for sure. However, I'm not going to go into that. I don't have any run-ins with them. Don't get me wrong. This is not my but still.
CPA kicking
anyway.
in Chris's crack house door and shit.
So there's the funny thing about this though is that there's tons of backlash for this being passed. There's support for it too, but there's tons of backlash, obviously, because if you have this many different types of people claiming to be, so close to God that they can do magic for you and they can, gain you the favor of the gods or goddesses, then that's a big cash crop, man. It's a big fucking cash crop.
Yeah.
So lots of people are pissed.
And then that just brings it more underground anyway.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm sure when they banned it, that everybody just immediately stopped doing it because they passed a law.
Yep.
Yeah, because that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, they handed in their automatic assault rifles, and they went home and hugged their moms.
Hugged their moms.
They freed all the virgins they were going to sacrifice that night and everything.
They weren't really virgins anyway. Ugh, we just covered them in extra virgin olive oil. We thought no one would notice.
Ew, they smelled like...
They smelled like
Greeks.
India? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's probably an improvement, actually.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know how you smell any kind of different smells in India. It's just all got to smell like Indians.
Yeah, the India is something you do not go nose blind to. Dead bodies and India.
Just like somebody holding up a stinky lighter to your nose all day, every day.
That's a whole market for Febreze to get into, and yet they're not in there.
Indeed.
Holy shit. No, they're probably banned.
That's right.
Fuck.
Because India is proud of its fucking masculine stank. They're like, yeah, we smell like a fucking Rally's burger, or Checkers burger for you people who don't have Rally's for some reason.
Oh, man. Rally's is the sister, not the main.
No,
Rally's
Rally's
sister.
is my main.
Yeah, you're a whore.
So what I say is fuck Checkers. And fuck Checkers on the checkerboard that it fucking checked in on.
Oh, check. Before you wreck.
Gauntlet thrown. Ugh.
So, the incident that sparked this act having been passed was not a singularity at all. And
Uh-oh.
it's been stated by investigators and researchers and such that the numbers, the actual numbers of reports that have been filed and investigated and stuff on these types of crimes they pale in comparison to the real numbers. The real numbers, most of them don't get reported, don't get investigated. It just happens, and that's it.
Okay, so scare and depress us with the numbers that we have.
No. It's really not. The numbers that we have really aren't that serious. Like, it's like 50 in 2 years time, which is a lot. Don't get me wrong, and that's just in one state.
Yeah, that's 50.
Of
That's
India.
50 more human sacrifices than I've heard of on the news in Louisiana. So
Exactly.
Well,
so
it
it's
could
a lot.
be it could be anything. It doesn't have to be human sacrifice. It
No,
could
no,
just
this
be
is
preying on
specifically-
someone's superstition.
No, this
Oh,
is
that's just human sacrifice.
Yeah. Right. For right now, yeah. What I'm talking about right now, yeah. That's just the numbers for human sacrifices.
Oh, that's just one good serial killer's year right there. Is 50.
no, that's
Yeah,
like
that's not even
that's
the ones
best. That's the best serial killer's year.
See, the funny thing about that is that that's not even the ones that are like when they find a mass grave or they find evidence of a sacrificial killing that also has other bones at it. They don't count those. They They don't know where they got them from, but
So,
they
like-
don't count them as
so, like,
being
there
another
could just
murder that
be
they
some-
need to investigate.
There could just be some leftovers from the week before still chilling.
Yep.
And
But they were part of that ritual, so they had to be left there
All right.
at the site.
Stay classy, India.
Wow, man. So yeah, so this 6-year-old kid went missing in January of last year. No, okay, wait. So this is not the thing that sparked that. I'm sorry, I read that totally wrong.
Whenever a sentence on this show starts with a 6-year-old kid went, it's never gonna end well. It's never gonna be went to the ice cream store and had a great fucking time and then made it home in time for bed, and his mom read him a story and he had sweet dreams. The end.
We need more Chuck E. Cheese stories. We really do. Just to throw it up a little, mix it up a little bit, you know?
Agreed.
Hey, this one ends okay, guys.
We can even throw a showbiz story in there too, just to show our real age.
Yeah.
So yeah, the kid went missing, and he was found 18 hours later, which is really technically not a whole lot of time.
No.
It is. It's a long time for a kid to be missing, but it's not a long
Yeah.
time for an investigation to have turned him up.
No.
He was mutilated, left only a few meters from his home. His clothes were torn, his belongings were missing, and his eyes had dozens of marks from needle piercings under them. They had slit his throat, and there was a hole in the back of his head, as if with a drill, as if had been drilled. When they found him, they just all flipped out about just how gruesome and ridiculous it was.
Yeah, that's
And,
pretty. That's a grab bag of like real fucking horrible shit.
But it gets a little bit worse. So you remember the story about the Haitian voodoo, the Haitian zombies and shit.
You know that I do.
Okay, so kind of following that whole sort of scenario, when they traced it back to who did this and why this happened, it was the boy's 40-year-old paternal aunt. So his dad's
Jesus
sister
Christ.
went to the fucking tantric godman, and she told him that her house is in unrest. There's no peace for her in her house because she and her husband have been fighting, and you know, she doesn't, like, shit's just bad right now. So the godman tells her that she needs to satiate Kali with a little boy. And only by sacrificing said little boy will she win the favor of Kali, and her house will go back to normal.
That's like
So she gave up her own nephew.
that's going to your local priest, whichever denomination you may be suckered into, and being like, you know, my husband and I, we've been having some problems, and the priest just cuts you off. He's like, well, have you tried murdering a child that's close to you?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Yeah, it gets worse. So,
Oh my God.
Because of course it does. Welcome
course it
to
does.
another episode of It Just Gets Fucking Worse.
oh, Chris depresses you today.
I missed our Lego podcast already.
Right. So, a few feet from the
wait,
body.
just real quick. I decided to name our Lego podcast. Ah, what the fuck did I just step on?
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
And good acting, by the way, because you had me for a second there.
Oh, I know. I'm about to. 2 seconds, guys. We're not going to stop recording. This is going to be on the show. I got to let my dog out
We're
of my
about
room.
to make this a two-parter because
Yeah, I know,
we're only
it's-
like 20 minutes away.
I know. I know. Hold on.
It's cool.
So as we speak, Jason is beating his dog into submission. You're getting an angry letter from PETA. It's already being typed right now.
Jason is speedboxing his dog's balls.
I would rather an angry PETA in the form of a letter.
Oh, in the form of a letter. So you want me to write on a Greek pastry?
No, I want you to get the Greek pastry's blood really boiling, like show it some I don't know, some CNN or something. And then I want you to cut it into the shape of a letter of the alphabet. And then I want you to go fuck yourself.
Nice. Nice.
That sounds like an awful lot of work. How about I just skip to the end?
No,
Once
no.
again,
There's no
this episode is brought to you by the letter.
That's right. So by the boy's body was found.
Oh, yes. Back to the fun stuff. By the boy's body was found various magical items, such as somebody else's bones.
Oh man, I was so hoping you were gonna say like a top hat and a white glove, and
No, not in India.
some doves in a cage.
Unless it was one of those old fucking British explorers that never made it out.
And then somehow
Found
killed
what he
a
was
young
looking
child in 13 days, 13 hours. Yeah.
Oh no, they don't tell you how old the other person's bones were. They're just somebody else's bones.
Gotcha.
That were used with
Livingston,
the
I
ritual.
presume, though.
Could be. So yeah, like incense sticks and other ritual items.
Did you
were
say
located.
infants' dicks?
I most certainly did not, and I think you know that.
No, I swear to God, I do. Oh, incense sticks. Oh my God.
Yes.
We're talking
Yes, Jason.
about Indian black magic. I mean, I've come to expect that the unexpectable should be expected.
In the house
There it is,
of
Chris. It happened naturally.
Mm-hmm.
See No Hear No Speak No. It did exactly. Fuck! I didn't even notice it. I was just about to let it glaze me.
Oh, that's what it said.
Oh man, fucking A. Thanks, Jason.
You're welcome.
That is very much appreciated.
Had the biggest
You
smile
done
on my
good.
face after I said it. Like, come on, Chris. Come on, notice it.
Nope. I'm too slow. I'm messing with my food right now, and it just I heard it, but it slipped by me as being relevant to that. So anyway, on that note, kids. Sandalwood paste, pictures of Kali, and whatever ghee is. I did not look it up, but it's spelled Ghee. I don't know what the fuck that shit is.
I want to
but it's
say
probably stinky.
say that it is a surprised. It's a surprised Shirley Temple, and she's going, "Gee,
I thought that's what you wear when you practice karate.
Ah, nice.
that's a G.
You wear a gi.
That's a GI."
Yeah, I think so. Either way, it's shit that shouldn't be there because
You're right. Shirley
it
Temple has
violates.
no business being
It
there.
violates the act. It is against said laws and such. But it gets worse.
Why does it keep getting worse?
Because-
Fucking wake me up when it gets better, Chris.
oh
Because
man.
as Chris, as India, as black magic, it's got to get worse.
Oh, it's not gonna get better until part 2 of the awfulness that is Indian black magic.
Oh, great. I'm just going to see a little boy's eyeballs pierced hundreds of times with a needle in my dreams all week.
Oh, this particular story is going to end before the end of this episode, but the fun parts are you're just gonna have to wait.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm having a blast.
Me too.
It's
I'm digging
actually kind of fun.
So, the boy's body and such were found in a hole, but not buried over or anything like that. Apparently, things were done a bit hastily. Um, and the weird thing to me is that it's said that she was told by the godmen that if she could sacrifice a boy, then the goddess would be pleased. Yet what wound up happening was she gave him some money. This motherfucker grabbed 4 of his homies and went out and got the kid themselves. So there were 5 people involved in this actual abduction and murder,
Holy
but
fuck.
6 total in the conspiracy and all that.
Holy fuck.
So
But
yeah,
just real quick, because I gotta know this, because it really is actually kind of eating away at me. Did they do this to the kid while he was alive, or did they cut his throat?
no,
and
they
do it
slit
all?
his throat first
Okay,
to offer the blood up. And
I wanna
then
say-
everything else they did.
I want to say yay, great, but holy fuck, still.
Yeah, it's not cool.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah. So he's found like half in, half out of this hastily dug hole.
He just
But-
couldn't make up his mind.
Well, no,
Because
see,
he had
the
a
thing
big hole in
is-
it. God.
The thing is, they just couldn't bury him fast enough. Is what
Oh.
it is. This
Gotcha.
all happened within 18 hours,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is a decent amount of time, but if
You're
it's
right.
in the middle of a city, in the middle of a town or whatever, perhaps there were reasons why they couldn't finish the
Right.
process and get it all done.
and for
I don't think
for
the burying
For the poor parents,
has anything to do with the ritual.
like 18 hours of your 6-year-old being gone is long enough to where you're like, oh, maybe he wandered off and he's 6, so he doesn't really know the way back home yet. He'll ask somebody soon enough, and somebody will bring him back home or something. You don't expect to find his mutilated body half buried in a hole somewhere,
Meters from your house.
in less than a day.
Yeah, well, okay, so the way it gets worse is that the hole he was found in, and the reason, well, it's not the reason, but it all stems back, it all plays its own parts all in together. The aunt had been digging that hole herself for a week before the kid went missing.
So
She knew, and she set this up
wow.
over a week before, and apparently lived right next door to the fucking kid, and
Jesus.
which is her brother,
Right.
her brother's son, right? So this a whole family thing. She knew about this shit for at least a week, and actively set it up in front of everybody. She's digging a fucking hole outside, and here's how it gets worse. The dad, wondering why the fuck is this lady digging a goddamn hole, being a good family member,
Helped her
helped
dig the hole.
her dig it.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I was thinking that you were gonna say it gets worse. She was a terrible hole digger. They could only fit half of them in there. Or like maybe at most, like, oh, it gets worse. Owen Wilson was there for some reason, but
Oh god, that would be worse.
Jesus, the dad helped her dig the hole. Man.
Yeah, man.
Fuck everyone. Fuck everything and everyone, man.
Seriously.
The moral of the story, if you see your sister digging a hole, don't help the bitch. Just
I'm
let
not
her go.
helping anybody dig a fucking hole.
Yeah.
Damn that.
No.
I don't do manual labor like that anymore. Y'all motherfuckers ain't paying me enough. Actually, I do manual labor, but it's only on my own shit, and that's it. That's it.
Gross.
But I get paid handsomely to do it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Masturbation.
Oh, man. So, yeah, statistically, there is not one Indian state, not one state in the entire country of India that is devoid of this crime. Period.
You think there'd be that one place where they're like, nah, we just don't do that here, Like, we're not going to look down on anybody, but it's not our thing, Like, we
Just
we race go-karts here. You know, that's how we get our kicks.
Just like America, there are smart people everywhere, but they're so few and far between that, you know, everybody else is still chewing tobacco and drinking Budweiser.
You're right, Chris. You and I are very far from each other, and Robert is between us.
That don't
At least
sound right
he's-
at all.
At least he's fluffy.
Aww.
So that's a thing.
Fuck,
Yeah,
man.
not one Indian state is devoid of this crime. That's fucking disgusting, to be honest.
Hey.
Yet, I still love me some India.
Like,
I'm
is
still
it
very fascinated.
is it that it is that I don't even want to, like, it's not tolerated, of course, but is it just kind of a thing that it's understood that it happens? It's just like when you have that house like a couple blocks down where you're like, oh, that's the meth lab house, and like you're not happy about it, but like you're not gonna fucking stir up shit in the neighborhood by telling the cops where it is, you know?
No, I mean, kind of, but it would be like, it would be more like if everybody's actually cool with meth, but just only a certain few people do it when they need to.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's not
So
even just... No, okay, so wait.
it's like
it's
Arkansas.
more
then.
like-
yeah.
Yeah, it's more like if everybody's cool with meth and then just everybody does it only when they need to.
Oh, so it's like Florida.
More like Florida, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Crystal clear.
And certain parts of Texas.
The stars at night are big and bright, 'cause we're all on methamphetamines.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey. I have to say, Texas is way down on the list. Kentucky is number 1, and Tennessee is number 2, respectively, okay?
Kentucky's
Deep in the
number one.
heart of Bathtub Crank. So, I think, I think that's...
It's a good.
Well,
good
let me throw out a
Oh,
couple
oh.
of... it is a good
If-
stopping
I
point.
swear
but
to
I'm
God,
gonna
if
throw
you
out-
say, but it gets worse, I'm gonna fucking.
No.
I'm gonna end this whole shit.
Not this time.
Okay.
No, I'm going to throw out just a couple of little tidbits
But wait.
to fill in. Exactly. Also makes julienne fries.
You're gonna love my nuts.
Oh man, you're gonna love the way you smell. So here's a couple of little tidbits here. Recent cases in Maharashtra were perpetrated to gain the favor of the goddess Kali, to bring peace upon homes, locate hidden treasures, ward off the evil eye, quote unquote,
I actually know about
and to
that.
facilitate, quote unquote, showers of gold. They want her to make it rain on them.
So people
Now.
wanted people to pee on them?
Golden showers.
Yes, exactly. They yes, that is what I gathered from
Be-
it. They want
because-
golden showers.
Because if you are a rational, thinking man, you know that it's not gonna rain gold on you, so you would have to, therefore, go in expecting to have someone sneak into your home at night and pee on you while you sleep.
That
I
sounds.
think I'd rather be shot.
Oh, it's not that bad. Just try not
If
to.
someone's going to break into my house, yeah, I'd much rather have them shoot me than put bodily fluids on me.
Okay, look, just try not to get it in your eyes or in your nose.
I mean, what
Other
if they
than-
bring
other than that-
their clinic health, like their
You just gotta
have
hope that
STDs.
they hydrate real well.
paperwork.
You don't want that
makes sense.
thick fucking chicken broth looking
Oh,
piss,
God.
you know? Oh,
Can you believe my fucking food still isn't ready? That pisses me off. The hell has it been doing this whole time?
it's all that chicken broth you put in it.
bullshit. Anyway.
I love
Fucking late, man.
guys. I
I'm gonna
love
have to
this.
box it up. I gotta go to bed. I gotta be
I
up
lo-
at 4 a.m. This sucks.
I love this episode, guys. I really do. I had a fun
It is
time.
kind of fun.
Okay. So we are going to cut the story there. We have 2 little things that we need to take care of before the end of the episode. First being, Rob, Chuck Norris joke demanded now.
Oh, a Chuck Norris joke.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, one time he peed in the diesel tank of a semi, and now that semi is called Optimus Prime.
Love it. I'm gonna need some of that.
So Optimus Prime went and saw a black magic practitioner and asked for golden showers.
Can I get some at a Flying J, please?
Only if I can
Yeah, you
get...
gotta be in Texas to see Chuck Norris.
Oh, that's right. He's
Yeah,
a
that's
ranger
gross.
there. I forgot about that.
I'll pass. I'll pass.
Selling total gyms on the side of the road like some poor immigrant with a bag of oranges.
It uses your own body weight.
Yeah, well, what if you're not fat, Chuck?
Well, no, what if you are? I mean, that'd be pretty impressive
Oh, yeah,
to lose
that's true, I
300
guess.
pounds.
Yeah. You know,
Then there's like a seesaw, like a one-man seesaw.
that's the saddest imagery ever mentioned on this show.
That's what did it?
That's what did
Oh,
it.
shit.
So bummed. Because it's not
Well,
just...
every episode from this one on is going to be boring as shit then.
It's not just one kid sitting there on a seesaw by him. It's one man on one side of a seesaw. And if you take what we were just talking about shortly beforehand, it's a 300-pound man sitting all alone in the dark, in the rain, eating so much ice cream, and it's just all over him. And he's crying, and he's on the seesaw. And then he takes out a gun, and he puts it to his temple.
But wait, it gets worse.
Oh, God.
Made it quite the picture.
All right.
there.
Part number dos that we need at the end of the episode is Chris. We are clamoring. No, we're not. We're not clamoring, but we do want give us some road advice, man. Give us. We're gonna call this Chris's Road Hazard. Fuck you if you're not in a truck corner.
Indeed. When it comes to road construction and the signs that say when workers present, get the fuck on, man. If you don't see a motherfucker out there working on some shit, you don't gotta do it. Just go. Fuck out of the way.
Exactly. I'm right there with you, and I don't even drive a truck. I just
that
common
irritates
courtesy.
the shit out of me.
I just pee in their tanks. Just hoping and praying
If
that
someone is riding your ass, get out of the fast lane.
That too, yes. Don't be a left
You are
lane
not
driver.
the pace car.
Okay, but
Oh,
there's
no.
there's someone like trying to go fast in the fast lane, and then there's a fucking asshole that's trying to dangerously get close to you because they want to bully you out of the way. That,
Yeah.
my fellows, is when I go slower. I drive with my knee, and I give them the double bird.
Nice.
And I will fucking sit 40 miles an hour and speed up when he thinks he can fucking get around me every time.
I hate those people.
I will miss a doctor's appointment to make sure that that dude has a fucking aneurysm.
Hell yeah. And get your dick beaters ready, just in case he wants to cut you off and pull you over.
Yes, indeed. They're always ready. So, and now comes the third part of the end of the show. This might be a little bit of a surprise to you guys because I just decided to add this in. But you've just listened to another episode of See No, Hear No, Speak No.
Yes, indeed. The UFOs, the conspiracies. I still can't believe my food's not fucking finished yet. And Midas.
And me.
Email us at
Chuckles, the Sasquatch.
son of a bitch. Email us at see no hear no speak no pod at gmail.com or snhnsnpod at gmail.com. We know you're out
Kids
there.
on.
We know that you want to talk to us. Stop being a pussy.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be scared.
Or Facebook message.
Facebook.
Post.
I mean, you know what?
We don't bite unless you ask nicely.
Open your bedroom window right now and just scream out into the world. I'll hear it. I hear everything.
All right, you
Yes.
fucking sluts. I'm starting to sweat my ass off in this hot ass truck because
It's because you're cooking in it. You're cooking.
And I have to turn the AC off for the show. So fucking let's get done with this shit already, you motherfuckers. All right,
Countdown.
until part 2, kids.
3, 2, 1.
Bye-bye. Don't forget to tip your waiter.
Eyes with lots of holes in them. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. And